Hello, today we are making a crochet jewelry holder. This is the first jewelry holder I made for reference of what we are making today. We are switching between rows of single crochet where we can put pins, and then we're going to throw in a few rows of double crochet where you can hang your keychains, your necklaces, anything you can kind of clip onto it would work. The one I'm going to make today is going to be a little smaller. What you can do is just switch off. So think of what you want to display, or just think of the look that you like, and think of how you want to throw in your double crochet rows. So yeah, this is all up to you to design. If you want to follow me, I'm probably going to do a row, like 6 rows of single crochet and then a double crochet row. And I'm gonna do this probably like 4 chunks of single crochet with 3 double crochets in the middle. So you're going to need any size yarn in any color, and then a corresponding hook for that yarn, and then you're going to need a wooden dowel. I'm going to be making my holder to the size of my dowel, so you can pick any type of dowel you want. This is just to keep it flat when it's hanging. You're going to make a chain that is slightly less than the length of your dowel because we don't want it to be falling off the ends, but I'm probably going to make mine about this long, and you want to make sure that it is an even amount of stitches because we'll be throwing in some double crochet rows. So a chain that is about the length of your dowel and a little bit shorter with an even amount of stitches. I'm going to do my slip knot and then just chain and kind of eyeball it. And then this is a very quick and easy project. If you do get the length wrong, you'll know within the first row or two, so you might have to frog it and kind of mess around. If you want to play it safe, you can go a lot smaller than your dowel, but my dowel is pretty small already, so I don't want to go too much smaller. Now I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to single crochet across my chain. Okay, now that I have gone across my chain, I just want to double check that my dowel is the right size. And yep, that will work. Okay, so I'm going to be doing 6 rows of single crochet, so that is row 1. And then according to what you decided to do for yours, you are going to do your single crochet rows and then come back here and meet me back when I'm done with my chunk of single crochet. So do your first chunk of single crochet and then we'll meet back here. Okay, I just finished my 6 rows of single crochet and I'm going to do a double crochet row. I'm going to chain 3 and then turn, and I'm going to skip this first stitch, and I'm going to do a double crochet in the second stitch, and then I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to skip the next one and go into the one after that, and then I'm going to chain 1. And I'm going to keep repeating that. So we're doing a row of double crochets with a chain, and then you're skipping stitches between. This makes it a little bit easier, I feel like, to hang necklaces from it. So it gives you some space to like hook a keychain on there, like a little key ring, or to hang your necklaces or whatever else you want to display. So I'm going to finish this row, going to chain 1, skip a stitch, and do a double crochet all the way down. And then since we started with an even amount of stitches, you should end on the last stitch. And if you didn't, that's okay. You can either frog it and start over, or you can just skip 2 on the last one. It's not really that noticeable. You can also skip 2 on the first one, which is not that noticeable. So if you find that you did all this work and you have the wrong amount of stitches, there are fixes you can do. So if you have the wrong amount of stitches, you don't have to undo everything if you don't want to. You can skip 2 in the beginning, or you can skip 2 at the end, and it'll even out after that. Not a big deal. So now that we did our row of double crochet, we are going to chain 1 and turn. And now we are going to put a single crochet back in every single stitch, including the chains, so that we should end up with the same amount that we started with. So you should have 2 single crochets per double crochet block. So it should look something like this. And then you're going to go all the way down. So now that I have finished my single crochet row, I am in my second block of 6 single crochet rows. I'm going to do 5 more. And then I'm going to do another block of double crochet, and then I'm going to do another 6 rows of single crochet. And I think I'm going to end mine there. So I will meet back with you when we are done. If you need to find out how to do this double crochet row again, just rewind the video when you're done with your next block of single crochets. But my pattern is going 6 rows, double crochet, 6 rows, double crochet, 6 rows. And then I'm going to see how it looks from there. So I will meet you when I'm done with all of that. Okay, I finished my single and double crochet rows. I did stop here and I didn't like the way it looked, so I added an extra double crochet and block of single crochet. I forgot to mention that you're going to need a yarn needle for this last step. So if you don't have one, you can use your crochet hook. So don't worry, you didn't do all this work for nothing. So sorry for not mentioning that in the beginning. Now that we have finished, we are going to cut our yarn, but we are going to leave a really, really long string just to make sure that we can definitely make it all the way around. So I'm going to go back and forth 3 times. So I have like a little S going on here for the width, and then I'm going to cut it. And then you're going to pull, after you chain 1 at the end, you're going to pull through to end your crochet as normal. And then we are going to grab our dowel, and you are going to thread this yarn through your needle, or you can stick your hook through these stitches and pull the yarn through that way if you don't have a needle. And then we are going to put our dowel in front of our yarn like that. And then we are going to go back into this first stitch right on the corner. And we're going to go through the front to the back. And then make sure that your yarn goes around the dowel in the process so that you have this little anchor loop on the end. Okay, and now we are back behind our dowel. We are not going to go in this second stitch. We're going to go in the third one. You can go in every single one. I just find that it looks like it takes longer, looks like a lot of loops. I like the way it looks when you skip one between. But you can go in every single one. It's just going to take you a little bit longer and maybe a little bit more yarn. But you should have enough. So after we do that one, we're back behind the dowel, and we're going to not go into the one right next to it, but we're going to skip one and go into the one after that. And you are going to repeat this all the way down until you get to the end. And then the last one is a little bit different, just to add a little anchor on the end so that it looks nice and neat. But you don't have to be like too neat about this. Just go in between your stitches every other one. Okay, and then when you do your second to last one, you should only have 1 stitch left, and then we are going to go into the end. So that's a little bit more of an anchor, and then we should be good with that. Now we are going to flip it over, and we are going to tie a knot in the back so that it doesn't come out. I like to just pick this stitch right here. If you can see that, that is our last stitch that we just went through. I'm going to just take the back loop of that and I'm going to tie a knot around that. And then I'm going to pull it pretty tight and then tie one more just to make sure that it is not coming undone. And then the last step is to weave in the end. So I'm just going to go in the back of a few stitches. Just wherever you can stick your needle. It's not super important. You won't be able to see it. Okay, and then once I do that, then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut the end. You won't see this because this is the back. So then we flip it over like this. And now it looks like that. That looks pretty cute. Okay, so now once you have this, now we just need to add the little, we're going to add a kind of V-shaped, A-shaped chain right here so that we can hang it up. Okay, so I'm going to take my yarn and make a slip knot. And then I'm going to make my first stitch a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to chain. And then just make sure that you can fit this dowel through that first stitch. I mean for the first chain, so that one fits for me. And then you're going to chain until it creates a good size for you to hang from, like a push pin or a command hook or whatever you want to hang it from. I think I'm going to stop there. So this is what mine approximately is going to look like. So I'm just going to cut the end and pull through. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my last chain and then put my dowel through that hole. So if your dowel is a lot wider than mine, you can also just tie a knot on the end, on both ends. Now I just want to make sure that my little tails are hidden. So I'm going to go through the back a little bit, weave in my end, like that. And again, this is the back, so it doesn't need to look like Miss Beautiful Gorgeous out here. We just need to hide the end from the front, you know what I'm saying? Now, again, at this step, you can block it. So I usually use a steamer, or you can pin it down and spray it with water, and then it will hang from your push pin like this. And you're welcome to put whatever you want on it. I really like to use it for pins because I always get afraid that if I put a pin on something, it's going to fall off and I'm going to lose it forever. Same with keychains. So I put pins here, keychains wherever you want. And then necklaces look really pretty on here. If you have any bracelets that have clasps, you can hang bracelets as well. Yeah, so if you make this, please let me know what yours looks like. I want to see it all decorated. And thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.